Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are Your Bourbon Journey. A few weeks ago, we took a trip to Louisville for the Bourbon Women event that my wife had participated in. And as we were driving out there, we decided to go by Starlight because they had just released their 10-year-old, which is the oldest stuff that they've released at the distillery. We had an opportunity to taste it at the Repeal Dinner in December when they brought out basically the different family members. The boys basically brought out their special releases. Did a taste of that. It's fantastic stuff. And then they said, well, we got one more thing.
One more thing.
One more thing. And then they announced this guy. And they went to a description, which Rebecca will go into. We tried this and we really liked it. So we've been looking forward to this. Rebecca, go over the entire thing of this special bottle.
Yeah, because we waited for this. We knew it wasn't going to come out till July, and we were like, oh my gosh, 7 months, we make it. And we did. So this is the Starlight 2025 10-year cask strength bourbon. It is a straight bourbon whiskey made by Starlight Distillery. It is their 3-grain mash bill, which is 60% corn, 20% rye, and 20% malted barley. They are grain to glass, meaning they grow the things on their property. They use a sweet mash process. It's double pot distilled, and the barrel entry proof was between 112 and 116. As noted, it was aged for 10 years. It came in at a proof, and again, it's cask strength of 120.3, and it was aged in Seguin Moreau Iconic Barrels, which I guess are very rare barrels to acquire. But both Blake and Christian studied wineries and studied in France and in California, so they were very excited about these barrels. So we were very excited to learn that the MSRP was $250, and that is exactly what we paid for it on August 14th, 2025 at the Starlight Distillery. So we've been, as Wayne said, waiting like almost 8 months to taste this, probably more than 8 months to taste. Very happy that there was some at the distillery the day we stopped off, because the release was actually a few weeks before, but we were in Kansas City at that time.
Yes.
So we could not make it. And we were so afraid they would have sold out.
Yes, absolutely.
And they didn't have a lot left when we got there, but they had a little bit.
Yeah, so we fortunately were able to get this guy here. So we're gonna go ahead and speed along here.
It's dark.
Yeah, this is a darker.
You can tell it's a 10-year-old. It's had some time in that barrel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the color of it. It's like a dark amber, almost a little bit of a mahogany hint to it. Let's see. While the legs are forming. Oh. And it's such an interesting mash bill. Their 3-grain mash bill having 60% corn and then 20/20 of the rye and barley. So that's a lot of barley. No wonder you like their stuff. If you haven't watched, Wayne likes barley a lot.
I do. If I find it, there's some times where I miss it, but if I find it, I'm like, there's vanilla in this.
It just smells so good.
There is a nuttiness. That might even be the barley that I'm picking up, but there's like a nuttiness.
It's just very sweet from the 60% corn. You can tell there's a lot of sweetness on it.
If you get
and they had a lower barrel entry proof, so I'm thinking that probably allowed it to not get too hot.
I think if you get it down far enough in it, you could almost get the corn. There's a sweetness here.
Yeah, it's a little old for me to pick up the corn, but that's me. I'm not doing that. But it's sweet. It's got some caramel kind of toffee notes.
There's a lot of sweetness.
I'm almost getting a little bit of chocolate.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
It's like a dark chocolate in there.
And the legs have formed and they are just lovely. I'm not at all surprised. Cheers to your first 10-year release, Ted, Christian, and Blake, and everyone. And we understand Lisa Wicker worked on this back in the day as well. So cheers to all of you. We cannot wait to taste this.
Cheers. Well, she done drink her proof. There is a sweetness, I believe vanilla.
I'm gonna have another sip.
My mouth's on a sensory overload. There is a lot in here.
That's why I wanted a second sip. For me, I'm getting almost a dark chocolate salted caramel. Almost leading into a toffee, but it's hanging for me at the dark chocolate caramel. A little sea salt on it.
I get bourbon. No. There's a lot going on in here.
And it's just so rich. It's wanting to go to toffee. On the nose, I got a little more nuttiness than I'm getting on the palate. But there are hints of some nuttiness. And I think that's probably coming from the barley, being 20% barley, that nutty note. But it's staying consistent for me with the dark chocolate with caramel, and like if you bit into one of those caramel, chocolate covered caramels with sea salt, the dark chocolate, I love those. Yeah. You want to talk about the finish?
Why not?
Well, that means we have to take another sip. It's got a nice finish. I'm almost getting some pipe tobacco notes on the finish. It's a little floral-ish.
I'm getting slight cinnamon, and I'm getting slight black pepper. I don't get leather, which I'm bummed about, as I tend to like that. I'm not getting tobacco, which I'm kind of bummed about.
Yeah, I'm getting some pipe tobacco on it. And it could almost go leather, because I'm still feeling some of those dark chocolate notes. And sometimes when you have dark chocolate on the palate, by the time it gets to the finish, it almost goes leather-esque. I'm not quite getting leather on it, but I think it's like wanting to be that, but it didn't quite go there. And it's interesting, going back to the barrel entry proof of between 112 and 116, so it's much lighter. And I'm not sure where they stored these in the warehouse. They don't have a super high warehouse anyway. So it didn't get super hot. So it went from 112, 116 to this 120. And I just think it's just where it should be.
I would agree.
And it's a long finish. It is still happening while I'm sitting here chattering away.
And to me, it's a little bit of a dry finish. I believe the barrel's coming through on it. And it's not unpleasant. Once again, I've said this in several videos. I'm very much a barrel person. I wasn't that way with wine, ironically, when I was drinking wine a lot. But since I've transitioned to bourbon, I have really enjoyed finding barrel notes. And I don't mean to where you feel like you're licking the inside of the barrel, but it's like the character of the barrel to me comes through. And this is exactly where it needs to be.
I just had to go back to the nose because I want to see where that journey was. We started out there, and sometimes after sipping on it and sitting with it for a bit, going back to the nose, it's just, I think the nose has opened up even more. And we had this open for about a half hour. But it's getting a little bit of a floral and chocolate on the nose.
I don't get anything floral with it. This is a bottle that you pour for people that really appreciate bourbon. This is not for somebody that is passive into it or new into it. This is for somebody that really, really loves bourbon, really appreciates something special and different. And this falls right into the category of special. Maybe not so much different, because that almost sounds insulting, and I don't mean it that way. But it is certainly a bottle that you open up for people that love bourbon.
Yeah, it's a very special release, and your first tenure only happens one time. I'll be honest, we fell in love. We hadn't been to Starlight, and then all of a sudden we said, we're going to make that trip. I think it was just about a year ago, maybe a year and a few months ago. It was early last summer. And since then, we've made so many trips to Starlight, and we love the people. We love their culture. Stopping in there, it's very family friendly because they also have a winery, and they have pick your own berries, and they have an orchard and the ice cream shop, and they're great restaurant. You can spend the day there, and on the weekends they have music a lot of the time. So we haven't met a soul in there that we didn't like, including customers.
Yes. And we've had several really funny experiences there. There was a champagne bottle release that they did, a bourbon. We were talking to this guy, and he was poo-pooing it.
The champagne finish bourbon?
The champagne finish one. And the guy was poo-pooing it. Oh, you got to try it. You're not going to find anything like this. And he ended up trying it, and he's like, I got to buy this. He flipped on a dime just tasting it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of their stuff, they do some very unique type finish things, stuff with honey that they get honey on the property.
Oh yeah, they have their own beehives.
I'm surprised. We've eaten there. We've gotten hamburgers there. I'm surprised there aren't cows lined up there basically ready to butcher and just make, because everything that they do is very fresh.
Well, like I said, this is a grain to glass. So what went into this was grown on property.
Yes.
You know, that it's just different. And we love going there and buying produce. So we were bummed because we were doing it on the way to Louisville. So we couldn't buy produce and keep it in the hotel room. So we didn't get to stock up. We normally come back with a big box of it.
Yeah.
But it's fabulous. And congratulations on this 10-year release. Yeah, it is just fantastic. Ted Huber's the head distiller. Of course, his two sons are involved. His wife is also involved. She's the VP of Advocacy and Community Relations. She spoke at the Bourbon Women Conference, and she was incredibly articulate. And both of their sons that are working in the industry now with them, Christian and Blake, are just really top-notch guys. You know, it's just a great family. And you want to support them when you get to know them. You just really do. Plus, they have terrific products. I highly recommend this.
I would. $250 it's a high price point. It's not a daily drinker because you're not going to pound down $250 bourbon every night. You could. It is really good. If you have deep pockets, it's really good. I would recommend this once again. This is something you bring out for people, special events, and for special people that appreciate bourbon that come and visit. Mm-hmm. And with that said, we'll wrap. And we'd like to thank the Huber family. All of you are so classy. Anytime we've met you, you've always been very nice, very pleasant people, wonderful people. Your place is outstanding. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. And for today, drink Starlight Distillery in Indiana. Cheers.
Cheers.